Hello, I'm David Chaston with 989, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news of a major move down by the New Zealand dollar. But first, American consumer spending unexpectedly stalled in April as households put their extra income into savings, cutting back on the purchase of cars. Consumers did not come to the rescue of the American economy early in the second quarter. But factories may have. There were two factory activity reports out overnight, both showing expanding conditions in May. The April Personal Consumption Expenditure Price Index, excluding food and energy, increased 1.2% from April a year ago. The PCE index is the Fed's preferred measure of US inflation, and at that level it may not be enough to trigger policy concerns requiring action. Factory data out of China was not very encouraging. Orders, output and prices all fell due to weak export demand. But the Chinese results are out of step with what we are seeing in both Japan and India. Both those two countries reported expanding output, employment growth and higher prices. That is especially impressive for Japan. It was also surprising to see the Australian factory sector post a rare expansion. Activity was boosted by a lift in exports which have benefited from the lower Australian dollar. There was other data out in Australia yesterday that helps put our performance in perspective. They are crowing about 580,000 visitor arrivals they had in January. New Zealand recorded 302,000 arrivals in the same month, more than half the Aussie level. Also interesting that they are now only reporting January data. Our stats agency has already reported for April. And staying in Australia, their central bank looks unlikely to change their official cash rate, which is currently at 2%, when they wrap up their monthly meeting later today. And this is despite continued sluggishness in their domestic economy. Accentuating the sluggishness, data out yesterday showed a rare fall in wages and salaries paid in the March quarter. In fact, Aussie GDP data is due out on Wednesday, and if that is weak, that may well set the stage for another rate cut in July. In New York, US Treasury 10-year benchmark yield is climbing again after its big fall late last week and is up 5 basis points today at 2.18%. US oil markets are a little higher again today, with the US benchmark price now at just over $60 a barrel again, and Brent crude is up $2 to $65 a barrel. OPEC is huddling later this week. Locally, Z Energy is about to buy the Caltex network after taking over the Chevron shareholding in NZ Refining. They are paying about $800 million for these assets. The gold price is down $2 to $1,189 an ounce, which is where we left it on Friday. New Zealand dollar starts today lower, threatening 70 US cents, but at the moment it's 70.9 US cents, 93.2 Aussie cents and 64.9 Euro cents. The TWI is at 75.8. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.